Hello, my name is Marisa Sloan, and for my senior honors project, I spent the past year and a half working with Dr. Bruce Banks to identify chemical compounds that react with an enzyme called aldehyde oxidase, or AO. AO metabolizes a wide range of drugs in the liver and contributes to the clearance of these drugs from the body. During drug design, it's important to be able to predict how the drug will interact with AO for this reason. Drugs containing compounds that act as powerful substrates of AO will be more quickly metabolized and may not have enough time to finish their job before being expelled. Because approximately 20% of current drugs contain fluorine substituents, our research focused on 4 different fluorinated benzaldehyde compounds, which you can see at the top of the poster. We wanted to explore how the positioning of the fluorine atom influenced oxidations catalyzed by AO, and through that learn more about the three-dimensional conformation of AO's active sites. An active site is the region of an enzyme where substrates bind. Some substrates fit better or worse than others, just like some keys can fit inside a lock but not be able to turn. It all has to do with the three-dimensional conformation of the active site as well as the shape of the substrate, in this case where the fluorine atom is positioned. In order to test the substrate activities of the 4 fluorobenzaldehydes, each was individually combined with potassium ferricyanide and AO in a spectrophotometer. As the fluorobenzaldehyde was oxidized by AO, the potassium ferricyanide was reduced to ferrocyanide, which is a red color, by electron transfer from the enzyme. The rate of oxidation could be measured by the decrease in absorbance over time at 420 nanometers, which is basically how quickly the solution turned a deep red color. This test was run for many different concentrations of each of the fluorobenzaldehydes in order to construct the Michaelis-Menten plot you see at the bottom of the poster. From this plot, calculations could be made to determine Km, Vmax, and Vmax over Km values for each compound. You can see these in the table at the top right. The Km value is the substrate concentration at which the reaction rate is half of its maximum value. A large Km indicates a weaker affinity for a substrate. Vmax represents the highest possible rate of the reaction. Vm over Km is very important as a measurement of catalytic efficiency, or the rate at which substrate is converted into product by the enzyme. 2,4-difluorobenzaldehyde had the lowest Km but the largest Vmax over Km, meaning it had the highest activity but reached the point of substrate inhibition before any other compound. This could be because of its extra fluorine atom, which contributes to steric hindrance. 4-fluorobenzaldehyde was found to exhibit the greatest substrate activity at higher concentrations, perhaps due to the fluorine being in the meta position and contributing less to steric hindrance and substrate inhibition. 2 and 3-fluorobenzaldehyde demonstrated higher enzymatic activities at very low concentrations. Because the reaction rate is increased by electron withdrawing substituents at very low concentrations, this indicates a nucleophilic attack by the enzyme being the reaction rate limiting step, and perhaps a Lewis acid-base combination being the rate-limiting step at higher concentrations. In the future, I'd like to test more fluorobenzaldehydes for both substrate activity and inhibition, as well as another enzyme called xanthine oxidase, which is in the same family as AO and operates similarly. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you very much.